type of shit after it comes with it, bro. You so innovative. I love what you, I fuck with your shit. We love you, man. We love your movement. Nigga hit you with one of them. Like that's one of them contracts you don't like. You wouldn't tell a nigga that deal in words. You only slide it across the table, bro.
Like,
and we gotta.
So what's good, family? We back at it again with another episode of My Perspective. I'm a little hoarse, but the show must go on. I came across this interview right here with Larussell, and he was basically, just talking about a lot of different things, but the industry in general. And one of the topics that I wanted to kind of share my opinion on is he had a meeting with a label, and I've been in those similar situations multiple times. And when I was in those situations, I think back then, this whole independent like mindset and how it's like more so like privy and trendy, it wasn't as like cool to do, you know what I'm saying? And so to hear him speak about those situations, it was a lot of valid points that he was coming across that I felt wholeheartedly, man. Like, that's how I felt, you know what I'm saying? And he was just saying how, how these deals that they present to you, how they're predatory, how they basically is one-sided majority of the time. And I remember, like, when I had a situation where I had a meeting and I was telling my homies, like, they was offering me $500K, 360, all this stuff. And I remember, like, having a meeting and telling my homies, like, nah, man, I don't think I'm going to take it. And all my homies was looking at me crazy, like, bro, that's $500K. But at that time, I just saw the bigger picture, man. And I seen how, one thing about it, I think for me, is that, I was extremely blessed before I started doing music with fashion. Fashion kind of opened up the door for everything for us. We started a brand called UrbanTrademark. And in LA, man, it's a pretty, prominent brand. I feel like it's really raw and organic. We kind of built on like this talent. I feel like it ain't really like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I think I stand so more so like just putting the product out and letting the product speak for itself. And we did that at a very, very high level. So, I was blessed to be around a lot of talented people. The brand took me to the Chris Browns, the Miley Cyruses, man, it's just endless amount of people, man. I post some pictures, but I've been inside rooms with people, and I was exposed to just a lot of people saying, like, they wasn't happy about their situations that they was in. So when I finally started doing music, I knew then that if I was to do this, I was going to have to basically go into it with a mindset that I'm probably going to stay independent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might find somebody that I can, maybe do some collaboration with and build with. But as far as like signing a record deal, I never went into music thinking I was going to sign a record deal, because I knew that everything Larussell said in that clip, I knew that because I saw it firsthand. And not only that, all the industries are like that. It's all political. Like, once you start to get a name and you start to get like somewhat of a buzz, everybody's trying to take advantage of the talent. That's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? And, Hoffa said, well, it's business is what you negotiate. But often, a lot of times, if you kind of go into these meetings and you have some type of insight and some type of intellect, after they know that, they ain't trying to go back and forth because they can't get off what they wanted to get off. So, I love to see where the game is at right now, because I think we're more so educated now because of we see now the bigger artists that's been in the industry for years. We're seeing that they're speaking like this. And so, man, it's interesting because I had a conversation with my brother the other day, and he was saying, like, when a person don't know these things that I'm speaking about, the outside looking in, is the perception is always different. We only see fame, we only see what things look like. But when you able to see the behind the scenes, you really start to understand, and you start to see value in certain people more than others. Like, it's certain artists that I see that's like, you know, that took the longer route, that's like, you know, independent, and they might not have the bigger notoriety, but at the end of the day, I know they move the way they want to move. They have their freedom to drop music when they want to. The royalties is coming straight to them. They own their masters. It's a lot of perks. Like, if you look at a list, it's a lot of perks that they getting, that if you see a signed artist, it might look good, but they're not getting none of these perks that this list of this independent artist is getting. And I think now we're living in a time where when you see somebody like Larussell go on these interviews and he's willing like to give his perspective of what he done seen, it's dope because he's giving y'all duality. And I think that's what was messed up with the game, is that a lot of this information that he dropped here and that I'm speaking about, it was always one-sided, you know? Yeah, we heard the TLC movie. I mean, we seen the TLC movies and you know, all of them, but that is different when you seeing it in real time. Like, Lil Russell right now, he's on his come up right now. So he's sharing this in real time, letting you know, like, things ain't really changed. It's the same shit. And, you know, yeah, man, it's a great time to be an artist. It's but at the same time, you always gotta take it upon yourself to go the extra route to educate yourself, because if you do sign a deal, like Hafiz said, like, it's your fault that you didn't educate yourself before you went into that meeting and you just signed the paperwork. But at the same time, I like Lil Russell said, because like, you always hear like a lot of times, like, you know, it's like you always hear like the industry is ran by these people and they trying to do this and that. Man, it be our own people be on the same shit too, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, at least if you go into something and you educate it, no matter what color the person is that's trying to get you on the other side of that table, you know better. You could take accountability, you know what I'm saying? And you could say like, nah, I know better than that. Like, I'm cool. You know, you could walk out the room and you could feel confident knowing that you knew this nigga be on this other side of this table was basically trying to, you know what I'm saying, finesse. And so that's why I'm so big on like education, man, because a lot of times we want to do all the fun shit, but we don't want to do the shit that really matters. Because at the end of the day, if you're an artist and you dedicated to the game, you gonna get better and those opportunities gonna come. But when those opportunities come and you ain't prepared yourself for those opportunities, and you sign that deal, and then 2-3 years later or 6 months later, you kind of upset with yourself, you got to hold yourself accountable. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just blessed to kind of see the game from behind the scenes before I even got into music. And I just knew better, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I educated myself too. Like, when I started doing music, I started watching interviews. I started reading up on certain things, you know what I'm saying? And so, man, I just really wanted to talk about this and shed light on this, because this happens every day, man. Every day somebody's walking into a meeting, and the difference is them walking out that meeting with a good deal or not a good deal is them being educated. And at some point, we got to just start taking accountability, you know? But that's love, man. That's just my perspective. This was a great interview. If you're an independent artist, I think you should watch this. Check out the music. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing music for 7 years now. Built a fan base. Shout out to everybody that's tapped in. Shout out to the clan.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot, I made the best of it. Pull that bitch from the 3, Luka Donovich. I guess I'm all money in, shout out my brother Nip. Yeah.